I'm sure, dangerous, murderous criminals. And if that's not something to be dressed up for, I don't know what is. We'll hear from Megyn Kelly and her really out of line criticism in a second. But first, illustrate what she's criticizing Kristi Noem for. Here's another picture of her under red lights. So it certainly looks like a secret operation. The other soldiers who are actually doing things have helmets on, and she's like, I want to look hot. Here she is. She's gotten criticized for her gun handling skills.
Comlink active.
By the way, she is pointing that gun right at this gentleman's head. I don't know that that's recommended, but how she's holding the gun, people are like, dude, she's not actually doing anything.
Your influence is undeniable.
And to that, I say she is doing a good job of looking good for the cameras.
Yes, Commander,
right?
at
this
once.
This is what a secure border looks like. Let me just rub this in your face. This is what a secure border looks like, and it is beautiful. And I would even go as far as to say what all straight men are thinking. The arousal you feel here is what a secure border looks like. Okay? A secure border should be arousing if you have a healthy sex drive. And I think I do. But Megyn Kelly just overstepping. Calling Kristi Noem out is unfair. I think it's misogynistic of Megyn Kelly. I think it's phobic. I think it's very phobic. It's enraging.
Civilian research
Megyn
complete.
Kelly, I think most
Easily done.
But
Start making your dinner plans. This won't take long. Times of war are upon us.
Doing it with like 25 pounds of hair, only to be outdone by her 30 pounds of makeup and false eyelashes.
Easily done.
All beautifully done.
On an ice raid.
Aye.
Trying to glamorize the mission and put yourself in the middle of it as you cosplay ICE agent, which you're not. I can't stand these photo ops, you guys. I think they diminish ICE. They diminish DHS, CBP.
I don't know what CBP means.
Civilian research complete.
She is an administrative policy person.
Military research
appointed by
complete.
Trump because she was very loyal to him. Fine, but stop with the glam. I mean, she looks like I look right now, but she's out in the field.
Megyn, are you comparing
Research
your looks
rate
to
upgrade
Kristi?
complete.
Are we just getting catty here? Megyn, you look beautiful. Okay, let Kristi look beautiful too.
Hostile forces have arrived.
Being like, we're gonna go kick some ass. No one wants you there.
I'll make this short and sweet. Start making your dinner plans. This won't take long. Start making your dinner plans. This won't take long.
It makes America not look more fierce, but it makes America look hot. You have to look at all these AI mockeries of America coming out of China where we just all look obese.
Item complete, Commander.
That's how 73% of us do look. Kristi Noem is single-handedly taking the reputation of America's looks, what matters most, and bolstering it up.
Fire at will.
In a second, but first, here's a random question for you.
I'll make short work out of them. Times of war are upon us.
A video he made, and I was shocked. Chuck Norris is in his 80s and still active and kicking butt like he's decades younger. What's even more shocking is he's stronger, can work out longer, and still has plenty of energy left.
Our shields are down, Commander.
He did this by making just
Our
one
shields are
change.
compromised.
He says he still
This
feels
shall
like he's
be our finest hour.
And in fact, his
Fire
wife is
at
so
will.
impressed by this one thing, she started doing it too. She's never felt better.
Where do
She
you
says
need
she
me?
feels 10
We're
years
underway.
younger, she's leaner and has plenty of energy. Now, to unveil
Good
the
day,
mystery,
Commander.
Chuck Norris made a video that
Easily done.
explains everything.
Aye.
Be sure to watch it by going to chuckdefense.com.
Good day, Commander.
Or click the
Weapons
link in
at
the
the ready.
description below. Once again, that's
Opening fire.
chuckdefense.com/GP,
Steady on.
Or click the link in the video description below.
Shields
How
down.
simple it is. And hey, just a reminder, the legendary Chuck Norris is a whopping
How can I be of
84
service?
years old, yet has more energy than most 40-year-olds. Maybe even
Our planet is under
He discovered
siege.
he can make dramatic
Research rate
changes to
upgrade
his health
complete.
by focusing on just 3 things that typically sabotage people as they
Good day,
age. Watch Chuck
Commander.
Norris's method by clicking on the
For the
link in
home
description
world.
below.
You got the full weight of a starbase at your disposal. Opening fire. Steady on. Good day, Commander. Our shields are down, Commander. Item complete, Commander.
never wears a helmet because we're gonna not be as.
Our shields are down, Commander.
It's not as good border security. But Christy, I think where she goes wrong, she does wear a bulletproof vest. And a lot of guys are like, why are you covering up so much? And I'll get to where this needs to go in a second, because this is a problem. I mean, there's probably 100% of all women are on the side of this. 100% of all men are on my side of this. And they're like, hey, Christy, no, I'm out of there. She was doing her cool
That's
thing.
more like it.
And they're like,
Our
"I
shields
know,
are down,
someone
Commander."
has a gnome, please. Do you know how rare it is to have an administrative
No
official
armor!
look so hot? This is
Good
so
day,
good for
Commander.
America. At the division
Yes,
between men
Commander,
and women,
at once.
This doesn't stop. In 10, 20 years,
You've
we're gonna
made
have
a fine
completely
purchase.
homosexual society
No
because men and
refunds.
women will be so divided on this Christy Gnome, Megyn Kelly issue that we won't mate with each other. So I'll give you what the solution is to that in a second. But first, I might send this to Megyn Kelly personally. We have to put in perspective
Easily
how
done.
great of an improvement this is. Christy Gnome, yeah, makeup. Of course she's wearing makeup. It's very well done. Hair extensions, yes, please. They look
Comlink
phenomenal.
active.
That is a vast improvement from having this.
That's more like it.
in the Biden years. Do you know why Viagra is one of the most prescribed medications out there?
Ready
Because
for
pictures
battle.
like this and pictures like this. Now, sexually speaking, I won't function right for 2 or 3 weeks after seeing these pictures that I'm showing you right now. But do you know what a cure for that is? Christy Gnome is a significant threat to the pharmaceutical industry.
Watch this.
She herself is the human form of Viagra.
That's more like it.
She's doing God's work. She is fighting the pharmaceutical
Easily
companies
done.
while helping men. Is she helping the border?
Yes,
Probably
Commander,
not.
at
She's
once.
probably making things worse, to be honest with you. Maybe not administratively.
That's more like
but her
it.
Presence there. Yeah, it's worse. So what? It's better than Rachel Levine and Sam.
Give
Britton
me a
putting on
target.
lipstick, tucking
Cunning.
their junk between their legs
Ready
and
for
stealing
battle.
suitcases.
Good
I'm
day,
sick and tired of
Commander.
seeing pictures of
That's
that.
more
Their
like it.
pictures through the Biden years have caused so much sexual impotence in men that we're near crisis levels. RFK Jr. has written about this extensively. You can fact check me on that. It may not be factual, but I think he should write about it extensively. So here's the
Easily
solution.
done.
Megyn Kelly, here's our-
Ready for battle. I'll make this short and sweet.
This, even like this, I do agree with you. This needs to stop. And we need to start having this post for pictures of Can that be our middle ground? That will be good for America. It'll give so many
Comlink
men hope.
active.
It'll release them from their over-prescriptions of Viagra. It'll put America back
Military
on the map.
research
It'll
complete.
bring the tariffs
Civilian
down.
research
China.
complete.
This needs to happen for national security. So
Item
Megyn,
complete,
you
Commander.
want change with Christy Gnome. I'm throwing you a breadcrumb here. The change I'm offering you is
We
for
are
us to accept
entertaining
Christy Gnome.
offers.
So this isn't working. This needs to change. Take off the bulletproof vest. Here's a bikini. Go change into it and proudly represent Trump's cabinet the way America wants you to. At least the way heterosexual men want you to. There is no man who will ever get sick of Christy Gnome. There's also no man who knows what Christy Gnome stands
Times
for.
of
There's
war
also
are
no
upon
man who
us.
cares, because Christy Gnome is cursed with something.
Civilian research complete.
It looks like she's bought some lip fillers. She's bought a sensible amount of Botox. Money can buy some of that. She might have bought her own breasts. Money can purchase quite a bit of what Christy Gnome has. But she has something that a little bit of money can't buy. And that is a proud visual symbol that American men can get behind on. Megyn Kelly, I await your reply.
CNN anchor threatens to cut the mic on Doge advisor. What?
Don't spend that Doge dividend quite yet.
You
Like
opted
Mr.
out of
Monish in
bidding.
Philadelphia Doge, they say they're about to show us the money. The Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk, is claiming to have saved taxpayers approximately $55 billion through various cost-cutting measures. They're breaking down how they claim they're doing it on the department's website.
Yeah.
For example, just yesterday, Doge published its latest cost-cutting measure. They say that it resulted in a value of up to $235 million in savings. It's also pointing out wasteful spending.
That's more like it.
Like this, showing how taxpayers spent over $20 million on a boarded-up building over the course of 20 years. There's also a wall of receipts listing savings on
Yes,
the
Commander,
website,
at once.
canceled contracts and terminated
Is this a
leases
problem?
as part of the department's, they say, transparency initiative.
Like, yeah.
You got the
And
full
now there's
weight
new
of a
potential
star
layer
base
to
at your
these Doge
disposal.
savings that's
An
gaining
enemy
steam
empire has
across
been
social media
destroyed.
to give
An
us
opportunity
some of that
presents
money back.
itself.
Those are
An
pennies, by
enemy
the way?
empire has
Okay,
been
then give them
destroyed. An opportunity
It's called the Doge
presents
dividend,
itself.
and it was explained in a 4-page plan that was introduced this week on X,
Yeah, I'll take it.
breaking down how every taxpayer would get a $5,000
Your
tax
influence is
refund check,
undeniable.
funded
Ready
exclusively
for
with a
battle.
portion of the total savings delivered by Doge, so
This isn't-
long
there's a better chance Doge is going to give you a unicorn. Really. Like, it's probably not going to happen. But, I mean, it's funny to think about.
Civilian
Musk's
research
goal
complete.
Yeah.
$2 trillion in federal savings is
Wow.
met. The tweet was from an investor and CEO, James Fishback, who's been a guest at Mar-a-Lago and has ties to both Trump and former Doge official Vivek Ramaswamy. Well, the idea grabbed Elon Musk's attention, who replied he'd checked with the president. It appears that he did, because one day later, President Trump expressed interest in this proposal.
Okay.
There's even under consideration a new concept where
Military
we give 20%
research complete.
of the Doge savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible.
So with
Wow.
attention comes
Can I do
scrutiny
out?
with Doge, the
Civilian
accuracy
research
of its
complete.
reported savings being called into question. For instance, an initial claim of saving $8 billion by canceling a single Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE contract was later revised to $8 million after discovering a clerical error. And that's not all. Critics are calling Musk out for the haphazard way
That's
he's
more
approaching
like it.
cost cutting. There's the firings, then rehirings across
Yep.
agencies, questions about
Civilian research
transparency,
tier
conflicts of
complete.
interest,
Yep.
the true dollar amount of these savings being questioned.
I don't see where the conflict of interest thing comes in. I mean, haven't they both addressed that like 7 times? I feel like that's already been defined.
The long-term impact of the overhaul. Well, who better to answer some of these questions than James Fishback, the CEO of Azoria, the originator of the Doge dividend. James, thank you for being here. How did this all come to pass?
Well, good morning, Michael. To tell you the truth, it came to me in a dream. I woke up, I called our
All right. All right, okay. Your nation's a joke? I don't know. It seems like a pretty good dream to me.
head of research at Azoria. We met at Capitol Grill. We fleshed this thing out in 2 hours, and I'm honored that the president has endorsed it. This is a real plan to send the savings that Doge generates over the next couple of years right back into the pockets of hardworking Americans all across this country. They deserve it.
Item
It was their
complete,
money in the
Commander.
first place, and they need a break.
Okay, I'm all for ridding the government of waste, fraud, and abuse. But at some level, isn't it all illusory? In other words, if there's a quote-unquote savings made by Elon Musk and Doge, we're still $36 trillion in debt. So there's...
So let me get this straight. The logic is that because we already have a bunch of debt, we might as well just keep spending money? Like, I don't understand this at all. And also, if this was illusory, then why did
You've
we
got
give
the
out
full
COVID
weight of a
stimulus
star
checks?
base at your disposal. Good
We already
day,
have a principle
Commander.
for this. There's a
Yes,
precedent for this that
Commander,
happened
at
like
once.
3 years ago.
That's more like it.
What do you mean?
Start making your dinner plans. This won't take long. Hostile forces have arrived. Our fleet is under attack. Targets in sight. Let's take them out. Start making your dinner plans. This won't take long. This shall be our finest hour. You've got the full weight of a star base at your disposal. Let's show them what we're made of. Opening fire. Steady on. Weapons at the ready.
Congressional Budget Office, when this whole project is said and done next summer, for every $5, $1 goes back to the pockets of American taxpayers. Here's why.
This guy got a default resting face like a Starfield NPC. This is what's damn, bro.
In position. They shall not survive.
Military research complete. Shields down.
To Iraqi Sesame Street, that money sent for a transgender opera in Colombia, all at the same time.
Our planet is under siege. Our shields are down, Commander.
Americans every day.
I don't even care about the money. I care about where the money went. I bet.
Good day, Commander.
It wasn't even that good. I want a detailed balance sheet of that opera. I want to know who was in charge of it, and I think they should get audited.
Yes, Commander. At once.
Let's get their tax returns. Let's go ahead and do an audit of their finances. That's what I want to see happen. That's where I'm at.
Easily done.
Because I don't even think they're getting their transgender opera. We're spending all this fucking money.
That's more like it.
Or if they do, it sucks.
Easily done.
Deaths of despair, alcoholism, and suicide.
That's more like it.
Black American fourth graders are not even reading at grade level. This is pathetic.
What?
10 black
Good
American
day, Commander.
Deaths of despair, alcoholism, and suicide. 8 out of 10 black American
Yes,
fourth
Commander.
graders
At
are
once.
not even reading at grade
Comlink
level. This is
active.
pathetic.
What the
Americans
fuck?
Good
sent their
day,
money to be
Commander.
spent in America. They were defrauded. They were lied to. They now
Easily
deserve
done.
restitution. And the
Our
second-
shields are down, Commander.
Just 1 second.
Ready
The
for
sense
battle.
President Trump
That's more like it.
is that these Doge dividends will incentivize Americans to report
Good day,
Doge
Commander.
use in their own community. Why? Why? Because the more that Doge saves, the
more money
bigger
they
their
get.
Doge
Yeah.
dividend check will be. Remember, in economics, show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome. We're giving every
Okay,
American
I'm going to get to the economics. Come
Go
on,
ahead.
I gave you a chance
Comlink
for a great
active.
soundbite.
Yes, Commander.
And those
At once.
soft power exercises make for great
Our
sound
shields are
bites,
down,
but
Commander.
When you drill down,
It's not having a transgender
No
opera isn't
armor!
soft power.
Our shields are down, Commander.
It's just
Easily done.
Like, what is that? What are we thinking? Like, really? It's crazy. What are you talking
for
about?
example, on Sesame Street in Iraq, they often make sense. Joseph Nye from Harvard, who gets credited with the coinage of the word soft power, you'd rather
That's
spend
more
on
like
that
it.
than bullets.
Ready
But wait,
for
you
battle.
talk
Oh,
about
there
the
was a
economics.
terrorist attack in Iraq last month that killed 40 people. It's clearly not
Good
working.
day, Commander.
I mean, is the solution, so if the soft power,
Our shields are down, Commander.
so basically, if a lot of
Start
the
making
soft
your dinner
power
plans.
reduces the
This won't
probability
take long.
of having bad things happen,
Ready for
then how
battle.
many Sesame
Yes,
Street
Commander.
plays
At
do you
once.
think we should have? Because, like, obviously one isn't enough. Because if we're still having terrorist attacks over there, they're not working. So maybe 5, 7, 12, maybe once a week. How many is it going to take to make these bombs stop exploding?
Times of war are upon us.
There has to be a
Comlink
math on this, right?
active. Place your bids, you scallywags.
Why should we care about terrorist attacks in Iraq at all? That's a great question. Yeah, I don't think it's the U.S. taxpayers' responsibility to care about terrorist attacks that are in Iraq.
Aye.
Point.
Okay,
Power
so
and Sesame
maybe,
Street are not
so
working.
maybe,
If there are terrorists, we need to kill the
maybe- come
terrorists.
on.
We don't need to fund Big Bird
Listen
and
to me.
Elmo.
maybe the terrorist would have been better off watching Big Bird than learning in a madrasa.
So he's saying we need more Sesame Street
Civilian
plays
research
in
complete.
Iraq.
Military research complete.
What is it? Like, I don't understand. Like, you see the video. Like, how is this possible?
Times of war are upon us.
Is there any thinking to this at all? This is amazing.
Comlink
There's no
active.
answer. I don't even understand this at all. Depends if the government divide up their nose.
Next time, place a bid.
Otherwise, you don't need to care. Well, this is my mindset. is that why the fuck are we in Iraq at all?
Ready
now,
for
I'm
battle.
speaking as an American, so I can't understand Iraqi culture. But what I can understand is that if I had another nation
Item
that is
complete.
trying to forcefully push its agenda in my country, that would annoy me, and I wouldn't like that. So when I hear this, I bet there's a lot of guys in Iraq that are like, what the fuck are they doing trying to come over here and tell us how to live? You already bombed us, you destabilized our fucking country, you killed our leader, and you think we had nukes. We didn't have any nukes, by the way. Everything's fucked up now, and now you
Times of war are upon us.
and tell us that we're right? You're gonna Big Bird us out of being mad about the weapons of mass destruction debacle? I don't fucking think that's gonna happen. Really, you think about it. It's insane. Big Bird is the solution to terrorism. Well, I don't know about Big Bird, but I know One Piece certainly isn't.
Let me make my point. Put on the screen from the Peterson Foundation. This is where the rubber meets the road. We are
Good day,
$36
Commander.
trillion in debt. I don't know if you can see that, but that's 106,121 for every single person in America. So if Elon Musk is successful in saving us money
Comlink
from waste, fraud,
active.
and abuse, and by the way, James, I hope that he
This is a complete cosmetic number. We're never going to pay down this debt. It's never going to happen. It's a complete made-up number. It's $36 trillion.
Item complete,
That's
Commander.
not even real. Like, all of these are bullshit theoretical numbers. Like, what is this? It's not made up? Yeah, absolutely it is. Debt to who? Who's the debt to? Who's that? It's all made up money. It's not
I
all
don't
the
like
China.
the approach, but I like the fact that something's being done. There is no money in the till. We owe $36 trillion. We owe
Good day, Commander.
$106,000 each. So whatever the savings ought to be, it's not like President Trump's doing us a favor by giving us 20%. Everything ought to go to the debt because
Give me a target. The order is given.
Ready for battle.
Put entirely towards paying down the debt. Like, I wouldn't agree with that because I think that the debt is just a cosmetic.
Military
number that will never
research
change.
complete.
Like, this entire, you're never going to pay down $36 trillion. It's just never going to happen. Like, I'm sorry, it will never
Good day,
happen.
Commander.
It's not real.
Ready
It's never
for
gonna
battle.
Go that far.
Good
It's just never
day,
gonna
Commander.
happen. So
Yes,
anyway,
Commander,
that
at
being said,
once.
inflation, yeah, with inflation, everything like that, it's just never going to happen. That being said, I think the money should probably just be reallocated to people through, like, entitlement programs. It's not like they should just send people checks.
by 2050, 50% of all revenue is going to go to
Ready for
satisfying
battle.
interest on the debt. We should be
Item
paying the
complete,
debt.
Commander.
Your response?
My response is this. We should be paying the debt, which is why the Doge dividend incentivizes every American to call out waste, fraud, and abuse, to lower the budget, to narrow the deficit, and to bring down the debt. Where was this emergency over the debt when we sent $350 billion to Ukraine to be wasted? Where was this emergency, Michael, on CNN when you guys were advocating?
Because you don't know economics, do some basic research before saying nonsense. Do you realistically think that we are ever going to pay down 36?
Can I do out?
Just be honest with me right now. Do you ever think that's actually going to happen? You or your investments grade will be reduced? That's not the question I asked. Do you think that we're ever going to pay that down? That number is ever going to get erased?
Comlink
Japan,
active.
China, on most of our debts? Yes, I think that you will. I don't. I don't think we will. I think the number is too big. We're not getting enough money. There's never going to be a reason to do that. A lot of the EU and Brazil can't really capitalize on that debt. It's not going to happen. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
$7,000 to migrants in Chicago, $7,000 a month per migrant, and now
Civilian
we
research
$5,000
complete.
one time from President Trump to hardworking Americans. The migrants didn't deserve $7,000 a month. Hardworking Americans deserve a $5,000 check with President Trump's name on it. So enough with the double standard. Ukraine did not deserve $350 billion.
Okay, listen to me.
Something totally different.
Listen to me. This is Madoff-like. This is a Ponzi scheme.
No,
We
Ukraine
don't
was a
have-
Ponzi
we-
scheme. The migrant
Let the
funding-
bidding commence.
You're not
Hardworking
gonna divert
Americans
me.
deserve a break. It
James.
was their money.
Item
Michael. It was
complete,
their
Commander.
James, give me a chance to speak. Theoretically, it's my program. We don't have the money, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's a Ponzi.
So we didn't have the money
Madoff
for
likes-
Ukraine, right? We
You
didn't
are-
have the money for Ukraine.
Am I gonna-
$350 billion.
I never do this. I don't want to be that guy. And do I have to silence your microphone so that I can respond to what you've said? Because there's so much fallacy in what you've just offered.
Please go
I have
ahead
a
and refute
very
it.
simple
Civilian structure
I have a very simple
complete.
premise here. We're $36 trillion in debt. It's a fraud. As much as I want to see us cut waste, fraud, and abuse, it is an absolute fraud to say to the American people, because of what Musk is doing, we
Civilian
have
structure
$5
complete.
grand to give each of you. The only way we have $5 grand is if we're borrowing it, because we're that far in debt. I'm trying to meet you halfway, which is simply to say, what a good thing that finally we're going to look at waste, fraud, and
Comlink
abuse,
active.
albeit it shouldn't be in
Civilian
this
structure
haphazard fashion.
complete.
But let's
Military
at least be
research
honest
complete.
With the American people, that whatever we quote unquote
Times
save,
of war
we
are
already
upon
know.
us.
Now I'm going to give you 30 seconds to
No
respond.
bid.
Then I'm going to say,
You
see later.
missed
Go ahead.
out.
Michael, let me say this. We're fellow Americans. We care about this
Poised
issue.
to
It's great to have
strike.
the opportunity to come on this program, but I got to speak truth here. At the end of the day, we have got to send the money back that is saved, just 20% of it. The other 80% goes down to paying the national debt and narrowing the deficit. To your point, yes, there has been a fraud against the American people, the Green New Scam, Ukraine, the migrant crisis. Their taxpayer dollars were sent abroad, were not sent at home.
Item
were not
complete,
spent in
Commander.
America, not on healthcare, not on education. That ends with President Trump's leadership today. He is delivering on his promise
Okay.
of major government reform, Michael. The Doge dividend plan
Okay.
is bold,
Thank
and
you.
Americans support it.
All right, I'm calling time on all of that. I appreciate
Ready
you being here.
for
I think we've
battle.
each, I hope, made our respective points. Thank you.
I don't think we're ever going to get a Doge dividend. I'm going to be totally honest. I don't think that's going to
It's
happen.
about
I think the
time.
probability of it happening is so extremely fucking low. Right side guy, what is this here? Is the money was found when they have all the receipts? They don't find a cash stockpile? Well, it's money that we're spending on something stupid, and then we stop spending the money, right? I think that's generally what happens. Talk about debt once in 10 years. Once they start to care, when their opponents' political
All
opponents will fucking
power to
trigger.
jump
The
drive.
thing is that, like, we're never going to pay back $36 trillion. It's never going to happen. The entire premise of this problem is fake. Like, I'm sorry. And if you guys think that it's going to happen, go ahead, clip it right now. Let's come back to it in 5, 10, 20 years. Yep, let's come back. Let's see if the number goes up or down. Because I bet it's just going to keep going up and up and up and up and up and up and up.
The
That's
item
it.
is ready.
It's never going to go down. Will you be here in 20 years? If I don't get banned, maybe. Yeah.
Can I
we'll see
do
what
out?
happens, right? Or World War III happens. There's definitely that too. And yeah, that's it.
Our fleet has arrived at a face jump inhibitor and is now trapped. Comlink active. Time to flex my muscles.
You asked for it and shall receive. Let's jump into a joy read extravaganza.
Times of war are upon us.
So much wine, so much broken race-based
Civilian structure complete.
nastiness. As I said last night, I'm shattered that she's been sacked by MSNBC. Where else can I find content this utterly unhinged?
One side stands for freedom, while the other meets the textbook definition of fascism, namely,
It's about time.
regime like Hitler's Germany or Franco's Spain or Mussolini's Italy, but also white-ruled South Africa before Mandela and the black majority took control.
Oh yes, she was obsessed with calling anyone
Affirmative.
who was an American-hating Marxist a fascist or a racist.
We do have a fascist groundswell in parts of this country, mainly among white men, let's be clear, the racist tomahawk chop, the gesture and chant, promoting stereotypes.
Here to take out the trash. Military research complete.
To what happened in Germany and what's happening now.
Civilian research complete.
It's undeniable. History may not repeat verbatim, but it sure does rhyme.
She really is madder than a cut snake. And you remember I played a clip
Need
last
something
night.
destroyed? It's about time.
Well, look who's crying now.
My show had value.
colony. A new colony has been founded.
When firefighters and police officers were sacked for not getting
Military research complete.
So yes, we have the receipts.
It's a pattern that we see across the country with police unions and officers coming out against mandates. Seattle's police union called the mandate a public safety crisis, as if vaccines aren't for the public's safety. The city's police and firefighters who were fired for non-compliance made a very dramatic exit, marching to City Hall to turn in their boots. And a trooper went as far
An
as to
Allied
attack
capital
Governor
ship has been
James on
destroyed.
radio,
Civilian research
He was
complete.
being asked to leave because I'm dirty. I mean, no one said not being vaccinated was dirty, but okay.
Charming, charming. That
An
dog
Allied
tried to
capital
get
ship
on
has
for
been
some time
destroyed.
Before she ended on this bit of misinformation and hysteria, accusing police officers of risking
Commerce
the lives
upgrade
of the
complete.
public
Another
by
structure is in the way.
vaccine. She also attacked officers for not being masked in a New York subway.
Police officers are supposed to protect and serve, but they're actually putting themselves ahead of the citizens they could infect. We constantly hear that police brutality cases wouldn't even have happened if only everyone just complied and followed all of their commands. It's clear that some officers don't hold themselves to that same standard. They're literally refusing to comply with the law.
Item
Just like
complete,
what happened
Commander.
at a New York City
Done
police
and
station
dusted.
yesterday, where a reporter
Aye.
says he was harassed and then thrown out of the station for asking officers to wear masks, which, by the way, is
Comlink active.
NYPD says the event is under internal review. Guess all the cops
Affirmative.
Governor Cuomo sent into the subway system are really making an impact. So for putting Americans in danger,
What's
officers
this?
and unions who are fighting against vaccine mandates, which essentially means fighting to make the public safe,
Affirmative.
are tonight's
Military
absolute
research
Oh,
complete.
She's just the worst, isn't she? Imagine being too much of a lefty loon even for MSNBC.
Keep Hitler out the White House. Hitler, White House. We keeping him out.
restoring the name Fort Bragg. Sure looks like an attempt to resegregate the military. It's a right-wing fantasy land, like Disney World, but in hell. Come to Florida, the meanest place on earth.
This woman is so shameless and comfortable making racist comments that she called the great Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court Justice.
We are
Clarence Thomas,
entertaining
a
offers.
racial pejorative
Ready for
on
battle.
live TV.
If somehow they manage to stumble into the Supreme Court,
Mining upgrade
guys
complete.
trust Uncle Clarence and
Military research complete.
guys to actually
Civilian
follow
structure
the
complete.
law? No.
Just gross, and shame on the other two MSNBC anchors for not jumping in with a rebuke. right
Civilian research complete.
This is the woman who a couple of months ago was telling Americans to not have Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner with their Republican family, to shun their own flesh and blood.
It's about
if they
time.
vote differently.
Civilian structure
And this next
complete.
clip really captures the ugliness of Joy Reid and the far left in general. This rant went on, I don't know, for like 10 minutes. Here's 42 seconds that gives you an idea of the endless
All
bile
power to
of the
jump
far left.
drive.
These are the people who say the undocumented, who they get to call illegal immigrants, like the Pilgrims had permission to come here, have to suffer the consequences of their actions, right? They made the choice to overstay their visas or come into our country illegally.
What's
So they
this?
reported consequences. But you right, winners, shouldn't have to suffer the consequences.
It's
of your
about
actions.
time. Civilian structure complete. Affirmative.
You opted out of bidding.
It's about time. The strength of the coalition. Item complete, Commander. Comlink active. Yes, Commander. At once.
Troll amongst yourself with Elon and leave us alone.
You really have to
Civilian structure complete.
Yeah, the thought that Republicans are sad about not dining with the likes of her. The audacity is, I've got to say, off the charts. She genuinely thinks Republicans regret their vote. That they are the ones who miss out because cousin Sarah with the nose piercings and the green hair boycotts Thanksgiving dinner.
But if you expect the 73 million who voted for the prosecutor, not the felon, and particularly
Good day, Commander.
92% of black
Civilian
people
structure
to
complete.
give you a cookie,
Give me a target.
high-five,
Mining upgrade complete.
asking too much.
Yes, Commander. At once.
We will.
How can I help you,
Just want
Commander?
some peace over the
It's
holidays
about
and really put
time.
up with your trolling while we eat our tofurkey. Get over it. Stop acting like we owe you, and for God's sake,
The item
stop
is
whining.
ready.
It's embarrassing.
Joy Reid telling
Good day,
others to
Commander.
stop whining. I've heard it all now. And already we've got her sad little fan base pushing for a boycott of MSNBC.
Joy Reid won 2
Easily
Image
done.
Awards this week. Joy Reid has been an award-winning journalist. She is brilliant. There's nobody who can touch Joy. And just because you find other people to put in a time slot who look just like Joy does not mean that that is Joy's voice. So it's hashtag TV off because we are boycotting MSNBC. We will not be watching. We want to ensure that we are writing letters, sending emails, posting on social, telling people how much Joy Reid means to us.
Boycotting MSNBC, that's activism I can get behind. Keep it up, folks.
Logistics upgrade complete.
Did something extraordinary recently. He's a proud Texan, but he turned up at a New York City Council meeting and
Military research complete.
For the city's veterans who are being abandoned, being neglected, while illegal immigrants receive taxpayer-funded 4-star hotel rooms in the middle of Manhattan. The speech quickly went viral with
plotting jump coordinates.
Tweets. Here's a little of what Alex Stein had to say.
Let's talk about the thousands of illegal immigrants that get to live in Manhattan rent-free for months on end. And not only that, when they get the free food, we spend millions of dollars on the food. And you know what they say? We don't like this food. This food is not...
Our fleet has arrived at a phase jump inhibitor and is now trapped. Our fleet is under attack. For the home world. Civilian research complete. Civilian structure complete. Civilian structure complete. Shields are down! Armor down! We're taking direct hits now! Standing by.
You're gonna give me a free hotel in Manhattan, but a person that goes to Iraq...
Ready for battle. I'll make short work out of them. Standing by. Defense upgrade complete. You made the right choice.
Your advocacy had an impact. You've helped increase pressure on authorities in New York. Maybe a sanctuary city with a Democrat mayor, but he's read the room. He's announced he's shutting down the main migrant.
Let's hope we're not walking into a trap.
In Midtown Manhattan, and he also plans to shut up.
Times of war are upon us.
By June.
Mayday! Mayday! We're going down! Ready for battle. For the home world. Shields down. We should take evasive action. Need something destroyed? Affirmative.
But one thing that I do know.
Our shields are down, Commander. Comlink active. Armor down! We're in serious trouble!
I'm not saying Mr. Bragg, but I never came to any wins. I go and I speak at all these meetings, and everybody thinks it's so dumb, Rita. And finally,
planet item complete. Defense upgrade complete.
And like I said, other people exposed to Roosevelt Hotel. It's not just me. It's just the fact that I got things in motion. It makes
But
me
you've been exposing it.
No armor!
But you've been exposing it from the start. You've gone to the hotel, you've shown what's been happening, the fact that won't let homeless veterans in there. But if you're a migrant who's arrived in America illegally, you're welcome. Now, a big part of why these migrant centres are also closing down, as well as your advocacy, is the fact that Donald Trump has largely solved the border crisis. The thing that they said could be solved, and he's done it in a matter of weeks. It's quite remarkable. But I've got some bad news for you, Alex, some disturbing news.
Start making your dinner plans. This won't take long.
Maybe in peril, former Navy SEAL and
Carrier at the ready.
Congressman Dan Crenshaw, he was caught on a hot mic saying he'll kill Tucker.
Time to bid. Place them eye.
This is after an interview with GB News' Stephen Edgington. Let's first have a listen to what was
military research complete.
Back to this $100 billion to Ukraine. I know that people like Tucker Carlson will make the argument.
Research rate upgrade complete.
We could have spent that money on the border or fixing, issues in America. Yeah. What do you make of that argument that all this money could have been spent to help Americans?
Can I do out? Planet item complete. Ready for battle.
We spend 75-80% of our budget on welfare state, Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. I would love to ask Tucker what he thinks
thinks that $100 billion should be spent on, and if he would vote for
Comlink active.
You know what he's talking about.
And Alex, this
How
is
can I
what
be
he
of
had to
service?
say after the interview.
A sound plan. Comlink active. I'll make this short and sweet. Item complete, Commander.
He followed that up with, I'm not joking. Here's your state's Congressman Alex from the great state.
We've
of
claimed
Texas.
the
Do
metal
you
market.
approve of these threats
Let this
against
be a
Tucker Carlson's
lesson.
life?
Next time, pay up.
Seriously, Alex,
Civilian structure complete.
crazy antics from a supposed Republican.
Well, forget about whatever political party he's a part of. This shows you how insensitive Dan Crenshaw truly is. And he's a guy, and I appreciate his service, lost his eye fighting and defending this country. And yet his biggest mission in life is sending more young people to go and lose their own eye in these unnecessary wars. And Tucker Carlson has been calling out Dan Crenshaw for a long time. So even though Dan Crenshaw considers himself conservative, if he was truly conservative, he would be more about individual liberty and limited government. And that's not what Dan Crenshaw is interested in. So, him saying this, it just shows you that he's a very callous individual that does not